Right, the final bit to the talk is just, this is probably, as I say, this talk is aimed at graduates. I did it yesterday to Kingston University, and this is the one I tend to do to various different unis and stuff. So this is more aimed at them, but I think it's worth you having an overview of what the application process is. And as I say, you don't have to have a degree at all. So basically, you need excellent art skills. That's the number one thing if you want to be an artist. So an ability to create stunning art in a wide variety of styles. So because we work on 9 different games, there could be all these different art styles. So if you can do a wide variety of art styles, that will really go in your favour. An understanding of art fundamentals. So what I mean by that is like proportion, like the colour wheel, hot and cold colours, and perspective and balance and layout, and all those art fundamental things that you kind of do at GCSE and A-level kind of when you're doing art. An eye for subtle detail and authenticity. So authenticity, like something really, not like, I think I know what a Chinese temple looks like, but what's in your head and what it really looks like could be really quite different. So make sure you actually understand what the real difference is. Oh, I'd never thought of that. They have these things, and kind of knowing what the difference is between what's in your head and what something that looks really, really authentic looks like. And it's often that subtle detail that can take something from being good art, quite good, I like it, to being, wow, that's amazing, and it's those subtle details and that ability to really, really look that makes art just really, really stand out. Now, this is probably a bit beyond you, but an understanding of PBR, which is called physical-based rendering, which is to do with, basically you have maps. So when you're doing like surfaces, so you've got wood, you've got metal, you've got plastic, they all have different surfaces, and it's to do with the roughness and the speculativeness of, what I mean, how much it shines and how much bumpiness is in it, and that's what PBR is to do with. So that's something you definitely would need to know about, whether you do it on a degree or not, just understanding of PBR is important. And then UV layout, so that is where, so you have a texture that goes, so that, say I was making this laptop and I'd have a texture for that laptop, and you lay out all the mesh onto the texture and make sure it's laid out evenly so that you've not got huge pixels here and tiny pixels there, that it's laid out evenly. So it's a bit technical, that one, but yeah, having good UV layouts and your mesh density, so you've not got a chair that's got, like all your mesh is here, and then there's hardly any density here. It's just understanding exactly how everything should be laid out in terms of those things. So I can answer more of those kind of specific questions for those who are interested, but it's probably maybe a bit further ahead, those ones. Soft skills, these are definitely relevant for anyone working in the games industry, I would say. So it doesn't matter whether you're a programmer, designer, or an artist, or in general in life, I would say. So excellent communication skills. As I say, it's definitely teamwork and being part of a team. So you want to be able to communicate really well with people. It's not the sort of thing you do in isolation. So if you're the kind of person who just likes to make your own thing and not get involved with other people, maybe games isn't the perfect thing for you, because it is very much about working with other people, bouncing ideas off, communicating to production, saying, I'm falling behind on this, I'm not, or I'm struggling with this, making sure you tell people where you're up to and talk to people about any issues you're having and stuff. Able to work as part of a team, as I said before, very much a team sport, making games. Good at problem solving and being proactive, pushing to find solutions. So making games isn't easy, it really isn't, like on the other answers before when they said it is hard at times, because every new game is trying to push new barriers and new boundaries, whether that's technical, visual, or in terms of gameplay and stuff. So we're always trying to push those boundaries all the time. So how to, with that, it means you hit problems and things break or things are not working. So being the kind of person who goes, oh, it's broken, it's not working, oh, I can't be bothered. That's not going to work, you know what I mean? We need people who are kind of like, right, what do I do about this? How do I dig into this? How do I get to the bottom of it, So being very proactive and going, I'm going to go and ask them, and I'm going to try that all over again and do the whole process and see what went wrong. So being that kind of person, I think, really helps in games. Having a fearless approach to learning new software. I'm sure most of you do, but it absolutely is important because software is changing all the time. So being very much like, oh, great, there's a new upgrade to this, or there's a new piece of software, let's try that out, I think is a real advantage in making games. Ability to work to deadlines. So one of the other things for us at D3T and Coconut Lizard is we have an anti-crunch policy. So no one's allowed to work more than their 7.5-hour day. There's no overtime, and we don't want people doing overtime, and we don't, like, I know the industry has a reputation for crunch and all that. We don't do it. We're absolutely against it. So the way we manage that is to make sure we set really clear deadlines and we communicate well about the staying on those deadlines. So part of that is making sure that you, when you're given something to do, can you make that in that amount of time? Yeah, I think so. Okay, let us know if you can't, you know, and then you communicate and say, I might not hit my deadline and stuff. You'd be asked if, you know, you wouldn't be told you've got to make that in 2 days and you think it's a 10-day task. We don't work like that either, you know. You'd be informed. We think this is going to take you 10 days. And you kind of go, yeah, I think probably I can do it in 10 days. That's fine. You just then make sure you work to those deadlines and you let us know if you can't. And a positive attitude. Again, in any job really, I think it's, you know, in life it's a good thing, but you know, working alongside people who go, I hate this is rubbish, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't help with the vibe and being in a, you know, working together and making games should be fun. You know, it's a really, really fun, creative, you know, and I would say most of the people we work with are very positive and enjoy what they do. And it isn't easy, but they've got a positive attitude about it.